I'll talk to you about how to read your food labels when you have chronic kidney disease, and I'll give you specifically 7 nutrients to watch out for. Number 5, calcium. Calcium is actually the most abundant mineral in the body, and 99% of the calcium in your body is in your bones and your teeth. So you definitely want to make sure you have good calcium levels in order to have, nice teeth and strong bones. When you have CKD, however, you can have various issues with your calcium. Some patients who have advanced CKD can have low calcium, especially because your calcium absorption is regulated by vitamin D, and your vitamin D is activated by healthy kidneys. If you don't have proper vitamin D and you're not absorbing the proper amounts of calcium with CKD, then you can have low calcium and you may need to have supplementation. Patients with CKD can also have high calcium, especially if you are someone with advanced illness and you tend not to move around very much. If you're immobile, that can lead to high calcium or hypercalcemia. Also, if you have issues with your PTH, parathyroid hormone, that can lead to abnormal calcium. So calcium is one of these nutrients where you really are going to have to consult with your physician to find out your calcium level. Okay, ask your physician to check your calcium, your albumin, and your ionized calcium if your calcium is abnormal. Now, for people who don't have kidney disease, people in the general healthy population, about 1,000 milligrams of calcium is usually sufficient. But again, if you have CKD, you need to talk with your doctor and your renal dietitian to find out the level of calcium that's right for you. And once you find out, watch those labels, and so you're not taking in the wrong amount. Number 6, vitamin D. Vitamin D is another nutrient you need to watch out for when you have CKD, because many people with chronic kidney disease will have low vitamin D because healthy kidneys are responsible for activating vitamin D. Well, if you don't have kidneys that are as healthy as they should be, then you won't be able to activate vitamin D and you can end up with vitamin D deficiency. Now, vitamin D is not only responsible for regulating calcium absorption and phosphorus and helping you to have strong bones, it also can aid in your immunity. And really, vitamin D acts more like a hormone than a vitamin because it's essential for you to have proper health. A healthy range of vitamin D for most people is considered to be at least between 40 and 80 milligrams per milliliter. If your doctor checks your vitamin D level, that vitamin D 25OH level, and they find that it is less than 30, then very likely they will give you a once weekly vitamin D, like an ergocalciferol. Again, consult with your physician. For most people, the daily recommended vitamin D is 2,000 IUs or international units. However, if you are taking vitamin D under the guidance of your physician, you can likely take much more than that, 5,000, even more IUs, as long as you have a physician who is monitoring your vitamin D levels to keep you from getting vitamin D toxicity. Foods that are high in vitamin D include fatty fish like salmon, mackerel, sardines. And if you have CKD, again, depending on your level, you may be put on a vitamin D supplementation. Number 7, iron. Iron is definitely a nutrient you want to be careful of when you have CKD because many patients with kidney disease have low iron and that can make you anemic or have low blood. So iron is a mineral that's very important because it helps to build your hemoglobin, which is in your red blood cells, and your red blood cells carry oxygen to all of your tissues. When that iron is low, you become anemic or have low blood, and you can feel tired, fatigued, have a high heart rate, low energy, and you can even have an increased risk for a heart attack if you are very anemic. Most healthy people should eat about 8 milligrams of iron per day. If you're between the ages of 18 and 49, you should take in about 18 milligrams of iron per day. But certainly you want to consult with your physician because if you have iron deficiency, you may be put on iron supplementation. And if it's extremely low, you may actually have to have iron injected or have IV iron infusions. Foods that tend to have high iron are meats, and actually the heme iron or the iron that you get from animal products is absorbed more easily than non-heme iron or the iron that you get from plant-based foods. However, you can get a better absorption, even if you are a vegetarian or a vegan, you can get a better absorption from plant-based iron if you take in vitamin C. And foods that are rich in vitamin C and are also kidney safe include strawberries, pineapples, cauliflower. So yes, watch those food labels, see how many milligrams of iron you have in foods, especially if you're iron deficient. You want to bump up the iron intake. And as always, consult with your physician. So these are 7 of the nutrients that you should really pay close attention to if you are a person with chronic kidney disease. You want to be sure to be a label watcher. Be a label watcher, pay attention to the serving sizes, and make sure that you avoid those nutrients that may cause your kidney disease to progress or get worse. And you want to make sure you take in all of the nutrients that will help you to sustain healthy kidneys and try to prevent going on dialysis. If you have advanced kidney disease and you are already on dialysis, or even if you've had a transplant, it is still always important to be a label watcher and to pay attention to the nutrients that will help your body. If you found this video to be helpful and informative, please be sure to like it and to share it with the people you care about.